Okay, we're live again. All right, let's get back to work. So, what am I going to do today? To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what to do next. I think I'll probably just look for bugs to fix. Oh yeah, I noticed that the player's hand doesn't grasp the weapon during when it should, when it's when it's equipped. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can fix that today. Yeah, see that? His hand is basically straight. His fingers aren't curled around the weapon. Actually, the weapon's in the wrong spot now. That's weird. I thought I fixed that problem. All right. Let's see what's going on here. See if we can figure it out. Just made some mistakes there. I had to undo them. All right. Once again, I'm diving deep into my bloated animation tree that I need to redo, but probably won't do for a while. Ah, here it is. Holding the item right hand. So, this is the main thing that I want to do. I think that makes sense. Oops. Put this back. Let me show this is like that. And pulling something. Ooh. Look how fingers are a little weird there. Yeah, it's not supposed to look like that. Yeah, but I'll fix it some other time. That's what I say with pretty much every little thing that I notice, and then I usually never end up doing it. Okay. Oh, 0 references, huh? Okay, that explains some things, I guess. Hold on, it's like this should be a float. And unequip be like that. Okay, let's see if this solves the problem. Well, it solves the problem with... So it solves the problem with the fingers being curled, but it doesn't solve the problem with the weapon being in the wrong position. Okay, let's try and do something about that. Kind of wish I could put some music on, but I'm a little bit worried about copyright. I'm not exactly sure the best way to find copyright-free music. Just for the stream, not for the game. You know, just to make things a little bit more interesting. So it's just not my, it's not just my voice in the background music of the game. I have an idea. It's an idea. There's some royalty-free space engine music. Oops, no. Didn't mean to autocorrect like that. This thing about the space engine OST is that some of the music is royalty free and some of it isn't. I'm hoping on being able to selectively play the royalty free tracks, but I don't think doesn't seem to be an easy way to do that. I know that the arrow stuff is copyright, so I'm gonna avoid that. Okay. So I'm just going to start over here. I'm assuming this is royalty free, unless this video description here is screwing me over. It's the hope. A little loud for me. Not sure how it is in the stream though, so I have the volume pretty low. It might be a little bit quiet for you guys though. Yeah, I probably won't know until like next stream because no one watches this live. I get a few views like afterwards sometimes. Pretty nice. It's nice when that happens. How many days are left in the month? Okay. So I think on the 31st, I'm going to try and release a video that shows off all the changes that I made since the last video. I'll try to make that a habit. So I don't want too much time to pass between video releases on my channel. And try to keep it to a month tops. Preferably on like the last day. Okay. Why it's rotated like that? What's up with that? This music's a little boring for me. I don't like it. There's a bunch of bangers in that list, but I don't I don't like that one. So I'm not a fan of it. Just give me a few minutes. I'm just gonna take a little rest. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Well, maybe I should add an AFK message here. I was just thinking of that while I was gone. You know what? We'll add that in. There we go. See how that looks on stream. All right. And let's disable that. I'm not very familiar with how this works, so I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go along. There we go. Next time I take a pit stop, I will flash that message up. All right, let's see if this works in the game. I'm hoping it does. Getting real tired of the sword being in the wrong spot. Well, not the sword, the knife. But you know what I mean. Oh. It's still in the wrong spot. Just in a different wrong spot. Well, it's better than before. I think I'm on the right track. But yeah, I'll figure it out some other time. Okay, what should I do next? I noticed an issue with like the hopping up certain steps. Maybe I'll work on that. Get that fixed. Oh, actually, let's get rid of this and this because they were only temporary fixtures. Don't need to be there anymore. So this works. This doesn't work. All right. Move this up a few. This is a raycast that controls. This quick jump is basically a little hop that the player does when he's like when there's like a step in front of him. I think maybe it's a little bit too low. Let's raise it up a little bit. Increase the downward projection by a proportionate amount. And let's try again. One thing. Excuse me. Okay, that's better. Let's try raising up a little bit higher though. There we go. I think that's better. Oh yeah, this other issue I noticed. Yeah, the player also gets triggered to jump at inappropriate times. I think I diagnosed this at some point, but I never bothered to fix it. Oh, never mind then. I did not fix. I did attempt to fix it, but it didn't work. Huh. Weird. Alright, let's get to work on that. Let's figure out why the player is jumping in that spot. I'm pretty sure there's like collision here. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if it's like not lining up quite right. Oh, it's a little bit off. So it's not a programming bug. It's that the collision mesh isn't quite lining up with the visual mesh. I'm surprised I didn't catch that before. Yep. See, there's the wireframe that represents the collider, and there's like the mesh that you can see. They're not quite in the right spot. I wonder what's causing that. So it's not translated. Is this translated? Nope. Okay. There's a pretty easy way to fix this. Just delete the collider and make a new one. There we go. And let's add this back to here. Actually, add. Okay, let's see if it. I'm pretty confident that that should solve the problem. Let's check it anyways. Because you can never be too sure. Yep, looks like it. Yep. Player is not auto jumping there. That's good. The gap is gone. Now here's a bit of an issue that I noticed at some point, and they're about to fix this obvious gap under the house. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't want to. I could easily fix this quote unquote by just doing that, but I don't want to submerge the house in the ground. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some sort of foundation to this. There's a pretty, I think I'm just gonna the easy thing and just put like just a big cube underneath. Cube mesh. Let's make it wider. Let's move it down a bunch. Bit more. Oh, actually. Okay. Too big. You know what? Front porch never. It doesn't sound like a bad idea. Let's take the whole house, raise it up a little bit. Let's take these stairs, move them forward. Ooh, actually, let's move this up a tiny bit. The line up. No, not quite. A little more. That's too high. This shrub, move it out. Away. This shrub there. What if these stairs are too narrow now? You know what? Easy fix. Let's just fatten it out a little bit. There we go. And then let's add a wood texture to this. I'm just gonna quickly experiment with some textures before I decide on a final one to use. Oh, I don't like. Oh, I forgot how these stretch when. I forgot how these textures like stretch when you like the UV doesn't it stretches with the or rather it doesn't stretch with the shape of the mesh, so you can't have it like project in a way that's consistent. Ah, okay, okay. Now, what is the best way to fix this? Yes, the best way to fix it would be to import a whole new mesh in Blender. Yeah. But I don't like the idea of doing that. Oh, that sucks. I'm not giving up though. I'm gonna try a few more things. I don't feel like making a mesh in Blender right now. I'm sorry. I don't feel like it. Probably not a very good excuse. What's going on here? Oh well. Ooh, I feel sneeze coming again. I don't know what's going on with me right now. I think I got like hay fever or something. Just very mild hay fever. Yeah, I think I think I just sneeze a lot more than other people usually do. I don't know why exactly. Hmm. So it's exactly the same, just facing up. What the heck? Why is this a thing? Why are there two implementations of exactly the same thing? There's gotta be a reason. It's gotta be, they wouldn't just do that for no reason. Surely not. Clueless. Emote. Probably shouldn't use the crate texture. Okay, what I'm probably just gonna do is find a good wood texture and duplicate, apply it to a plane, and then duplicate it like that. Because technically the best thing to do would be to... Actually, no. I created this whole house using little segments like that. So I might as well stick to the approach and do that. Even this is basically just a big segment. Yeah. Pick a texture that more closely matches with that. If I can't find one, I could always grab one. Oh, sorry, I feel a sneeze coming. Ugh. I hate that. I'm not even sick. It's a little too greenish. Okay. I can't find a good texture in the Godot. So I'm going to go through my textures that I downloaded from Screening Brain Studios. Actually, that's what most of these are. I just didn't import all of them because importing them takes a little bit of work. I mean, the thing is, I do a little bit more than just drag and drop the files in. I scale them down to 64 by 64 and then also 32 by 32. The philosophy behind that is because the smallest size these textures come is 128 by 128, but the Nintendo 64 only ever uses I think the maximum it can do is 64 by 128, but I want to stick with squares, so I'm going to do 64 by 64 and also 32 by 32 because I think that most textures on that console were either 16 by 16 or 32 by 32. With 64 by 64 being kind of a rare thing. Ugh. All right. Let's go through these. Find one that kind of has a bright yellowy sort of thing, but also looks like it's made out of planks. None of these don't really suit that. Let's try pack 2. Oh, here's a good one. This one's a nice bright yellowy brown. Matches up with the cap the wood cap texture that I got here. This isn't actually from my texture pack. I found this on I forget where I found it exactly, but I made sure that it was royalty free, and then I basically imported it into GIMP and then scaled it down to I'm not really sure what I scaled it down to. I think it was okay. I scaled it down to 64 by 64, and then made a 32 by 32 version. In order to make it work with this shader, it's like this Nintendo 64 shader, I had to disable filtering, bilinear filtering. So the shader does the filtering instead. Yeah, I'm gonna pick either this one or this one. They're basically the same, just different. I'm not even sure what the difference is. I think it's just different grain patterns. These two clearly have a difference in scale, though. Same with these. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. All right. Okay, let's do this one. Open with GIMP. Oh, here's the source of some of the other textures that I actually kind of stole. I'm not really sure what the legality behind these are. Probably in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have touched them, but then again, I don't think they would have been included in GIMP, an open source program, if these patterns themselves weren't open source or at least free to use. So I think I'm pretty safe there. Okay, back to the texture red hand. This is 128 by 128, and I'm gonna have to scale it down. First, I'm gonna do 64 by 64. Export as no, that's the wrong spot. All right. Wrong one. I'm going to call this wood planks. Oh, oops. These are clearly planks or something like that. So I'm gonna call it like wood planks 2. Wood plank 2 x 64. I add x64 to indicate the resolution. And then let's do this in let's scale 2. Ooh, I wonder if this is too low res. Maybe instead of scaling it down, I'll trim it down. Canvas size 32 by 32. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll just have to tile it more. Export as x32. Excuse me. I don't feel like I'm getting sick right now. Window is open, so it's probably like pollen or something. And again, it's middle of summer, so I don't know. Is there pollen in the air in the middle of summer, or is that? I always thought of that as just kind of a spring thing. Okay, here's the textures. I think I might as well import the full size because that's what I don't know. I just kind of do. And rename. All right. Okay. Let's make a material for that texture. Shade material. What? 2. Let's capitalize the W. I want this to work. The reason I'm naming it the things this way is because I want this to be applied in I'm using a package called GODOT, like Q and then GODOT, like a Godot engine, but with a Q. It allows me to import like a Quake engine maps into Godot engine. And I'm using I'm using the Trench Broom level editor to create a lot of the indoor environments. I'm not doing that for outdoor stuff. I'm using Blender for that. But for indoor stuff, I am using Quodo. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. It's like Quodo. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. I think there's a bit of some sort of bug with Godot engine because I noticed that when I initially import like a texture or something, whatever settings I change here on the import don't apply until I actually like so they don't apply and then or it appears to apply like in the preview window here, but then I actually go and assign the texture to like a material and it reverts to the way that was before I imported it and I have to reapply the import settings. No idea why that happens. But yeah, I just saw it happen just now. I had to turn the filter and map setting to off because it's just part of the style that is going on with the aesthetic that I'm going with. I can't. I don't know if you can see this right now, but this chain link fence thing, it kind of shimmers in the distance. That's intentional. In a modern rendering engine, it wouldn't do that. But I'm trying to replicate like old fashioned 3D rendering, so that's why I've got this that's why I got this this shader. It's a little bit too bright. Maybe I'll darken it slightly. No, it's fine. But I'm going to rotate it. Okay. I don't know. Does that look good? I think it looks okay. Scale might be a little bit off though. Let's turn it back up. All right, yeah, this looks a little bit more in line with this. I think it should be a little bit more. The texture might be quite red enough. Let's lower this slightly. Boost the red. Yeah, that looks good. All right. I think the sides should have a different texture. Probably something like this. All right, let's take this log cabin siding. Rotate this thing. Oh, oops. Don't want it to change that. Should be this one only. How do I do that? Oh yeah. Make unique. And then should be able to change the scale without worrying about how it affects everything else. It just occurred to me that I'm gonna have to add collision to these things. I think they're a little bit too high up actually. I'll lower it just a little bit. Maybe actually a lot. Okay, let's push this down. Hopefully this many meshes doesn't cause any problems. And if it does, I'll just have to make a proper mesh in Blender. For all I know, I could be totally wasting my time. I hope not. Hate doing things and then realizing later that I wasted my time and I could have done I should have done like a completely different thing. Fortunately, it happens quite often, especially as you learn new things, new better ways of approaching problems. You realize that previous things that technically work aren't very scalable. Yeah, it just comes with learning. Probably best to just embrace it. Oh, you know what? It just happened. Just now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just stretch this like that. Yeah. And then I'll do the whole make unique thing with the texture or with the material. Make unique. And then I can change the scale without worrying about the original material. Okay. Yeah. I'll finish with this front porch here, and then I'll have to quit the stream because I'm running out of time. Yeah, there goes my timer. A little stretched, but I think it'll be fine. Let's duplicate this and put it on the other side. Oh, just made a bit of bit of an oopsie here. Forgot to delete the extra stuff over here. And over here too. Why didn't you guys tell me? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know. I know that no one watches this except like afterwards. Joking around. Telling jokes to myself because I'm crazy. Not crazy. Oh, I didn't even do that on purpose. I moved just the right spot. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. The entire purpose of this little log over here is to hide the gap. Because I made the door the wrong size. It works. Alright. That is enough for today. Have a good night. Hopefully I'll see you next stream. Bye-bye.